Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. If you are new to my channel, make sure you are subscribing. Get on the journey with me, help support me. Let's grow this channel. Let's get to 28k as quick as possible. Smash the like button. Let's go for 800 likes, and most importantly, comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Aston Villa's goalkeeper situation, and more importantly, what would you do and who would you pick to start in goal against Everton? I have also asked you all in our community post section, and we will go through the results of what you picked as well. So Emi Martinez, Marco Bizot. I just, every time now I hear that name, I just think of Unai going, Marco Bizot. It's so funny. And I love it when Unai does these things. He does these little interviews before games, and he brings out his A game and a bit of personality, to be fair. And yeah, he's an absolute legend. So we're going to talk about Martinez and the whole situation, and where am I at within the whole situation. So before we get into it, we're going to hear some quotes, and do we believe them? Do we give them much credibility? I mean, it is his brother, so I mean, it is his close family member talking about Emi Martinez. So this is what he said. So this is Emi Martinez's brother. At Aston Villa, he's the Diego Maradona of Napoli. This is some bold statement. He gave a lot at Villa, like Aguero at City, like Leo Messi did at Barca. They're legendary players, and it's going to be hard to surpass what he did at Aston Villa. He then went on to say, he is well liked, and the directors didn't want to sell him because he is the key player in the team, and another team wanted him. Emi never had an argument with Unai. It was all within the management's control. The clubs couldn't agree. So I think that in there tells a lot of kind of the deal. Like, Villa didn't want to sell him, and there's a good relationship with Unai, etc. And I think it's okay for fans to feel quite disappointed in Martinez. It's okay for fans to feel annoyed. It's okay for fans to feel slightly let down by him, because we are fans, and the only thing that matters to fans is Aston Villa. Yes, we love the players. Yes, the players are often very, very good, and you build your relationships with those players. But players come and go, and the underlying factor of a fan is Aston Villa and wanting the best for Aston Villa. And I still stick by that. I feel the way in which Martinez handled that last couple of days of the transfer window, I think it was bad. I think it was disappointing to see that situation play out. Now, if it was Unai that said you're not playing, then that's still adding to a difficult situation for Villa. Whether he was took out the team because he was in negotiations with another team, or Unai felt he wasn't quite right for that game, that whole situation is still at the detriment of Aston Villa, and it just wasn't the best preparation going into a Premier League game, a game that was quite big before the international break, a game that we wanted to get back to winning ways, go into the break, sign some players, come out and looking pretty good. But it ended up being a very tough night. It ended up being a big low. Like, I think it's like that game was such a low of a lot of things that we saw. And yes, we've got to move on. And when I get to the end of this episode, we will have moved on. But before that, I've got some things that I'd like to say. And it was a low because the goals were conceded. I saw the players' heads drop. There was a spell of possession where we couldn't get the ball off them, and it looked like we was really dejected and a lack of ideas how to press, how to work hard. At the end of the game, you're looking around and the stadium's virtually empty, and that's not Aston Villa what we've seen for a long time. So this Martinez situation added to that, because you walked out that ground and you thought, like, the keeper's gone, he's going, performance bad, where does it leave us, so it was a bad time, and I just wished it could have been handled a bit better with the whole collective of Martinez just play. And yeah, so really frustrating. If his mind weren't on it, then his mind weren't on it, but that's disappointing. So where does this leave us, guys? And it leaves me in a situation where Martinez has to come straight back in for me. Straight back in. Because he's our best goalkeeper, I can say he's our best. He's better than Bizot. But I'm not saying Bizot is bad, by the way. I actually think he's very good and I really like him. And I like how he's seamlessly slotted in. I like how he's had to produce from the very start against Newcastle. I like how the team look like they really like him. I like that he looks comfortable in goal. I've seen some stuff online saying he's Olsen 2.0. He's a million miles off Olsen. Million miles off him. The goals that he's conceded so far, 3 at Palace. The first one wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. He brought the player down, but we're analysing goals properly here, guys. Mateta should have been challenged for the ball. No one challenged him. Matty Cash should have got the runner and picked up Kamada and stopped him from getting in there. So we cannot just go around and go, oh, you brought him down, that's your fault. Because it wasn't. So many things when you're looking at a goal, so many things can happen before you actually get to that moment. We saw the back post Sarr one, unmarked at the back post. If you leave players unmarked at the back post, you are asking for trouble. And the Mark Guehi one, well, if we cleared it better, if we put pressure on Mark Guehi, it wouldn't have gone in the back of the net. But nobody got anywhere near him, and he's able to just pick his corner, top bins, there you go. So he's done nothing wrong. So he's a very, very good goalkeeper, and I do really like him. But we can't now make this a big issue. I think Emi maybe has got some sort of things to work on with his teammates to get back and create good harmony. I think he's got to do that. But if we start making this a big issue, we cannot make it the Emi Martinez issue. So for me, he's straight in, he gets integrated back into the team, and he gets his head down. The way in which he can make Villa fans feel better is by keeping clean sheets, by making worldy saves and getting back to his best that we saw when we qualified for the Champions League. Last season wasn't his best. He looked distracted. I wonder why. So he needs to have a clear mind now and perform the best he can for Aston Villa. He's got a World Cup coming up as well, so he needs to make sure that he's ready for Argentina in the World Cup and make sure that there are just no distractions now, and yeah, just get his head down, play well. And I imagine Emery will probably put him straight back in. Maybe there'll be a conversation of what I want from you now, and he will have to just listen and deliver. So I think that's how I'm feeling regarding Martinez. Now, you guys have voted at home, and the numbers are good, guys. I feel like this is good. In my head, I thought, let's get a good number of votes. So I asked you guys at home, who starts in goal against Everton? We had 1,000 votes, and the results were as follows. And it's probably not as... It's quite close, to be fair. 62% said Martinez, and 38% said Bizot. Right? So that's pretty close. It's not sort of like he's defo back in. You know, there's 38% there that are saying that Bizot should play. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But Emery's just got to be bold with his decision, and Martinez just knuckle down completely. There's the one lingering thing over this is that I do feel like he does want to leave, doesn't he? And we can't have... We get to Jan, there's noise in Jan, there's rumours that there's the... You know, it's got to be clear now. So if he is going, then he's probably got to go in the summer, because we can't have all of this happening in January, disruption, etc. So I do think he'll probably go, but the problem is there's not that many teams that are looking for goalkeepers. So I think that situation's not great for him either. I don't imagine he's been humbled by that deadline day. I imagine you saw him on Insta doing this and that, and he's not bothered one bit. He'll when we're back at Villa Park, he'll run up to the Old End, he'll give it this, he'll do Emi Martinez, do you know what I mean? And then he'll get a big roar, and everyone's like, hooray, world's number one. Do you know what I mean? That's going to happen. So, yeah, he's just got to knuckle down, and performances have got to be there, because he wasn't great last year. So he needs to find his best form and kind of just get back to it, really. We're a little bit of an international roundup. Matty Cash's finish. My word, what a finish that was. We had Matty Cash's finish. Yuri Tielemans is the new Belgium captain. He's bagged as well. So a pretty good international couple of games for those two. McGinn started on the right wing for Scotland. We got Digne started for France as well. So pretty good showing. And yeah, if anyone watch the Sweden highlights and watch Olsen's goal that he conceded, he's absolutely fumbled one. He's come to him, he's gone to catch it, he's fumbled in the back of the net. So I just thought I'd just come on and just chat about the goalkeeper situation, catch where your thoughts are. But for me, he's straight back in. So, and that's not saying like I'm just, you know, giving into him, etc. Like, he's just going to play. He's our best goalkeeper. Yes, the situation was not the greatest, but we've got to get Villa back on track. We've got to get back to being what we were for large parts when we qualified for the Champions League, and for the parts last season where we did well. But I would also just like to see us keep more clean sheets as well. So that's the aim. Somehow we've got to be able to do that. Right, so those are my thoughts on the goalkeeper situation. Let me know your thoughts. Martinez or Marco Bizot, let me know. Cheers for watching. Up the Villa.